Hey there, my fellow zombie crew. Welcome back to the channel. And today I got something special for all of you players that are trying to do better in Mortal Kombat 1. And whether you're a seasoned player or just starting out, these 10 tips and tricks of mine uh hopefully would help you gain some success in your gameplays. Um, and yeah, just basically play as like a pro level type player. So these 10 tips that I'm gonna share you guys, I want to say these tips are also the tips that applies for pro players and just like Sonic Fox and Ninja Killer, like in the stages that they are at, and of course the stages that I'm at so far. Especially I've been competing in the Coliseums, and out of all the Coliseum runs, my best one by far is one of the runs where I made it to top 45. And after seeing that results, I am confident enough to finally sat down, wrote down like 10 tips that help me improve my MK1 gameplays, like that helped me improve to Elder God last season. So I'm kind of like happy that I made it to Elder God last season, and I am looking forward to making it to Elder God this season. Also, if we can leave maybe 20 likes, I know some people has been asking for me to do an Omni-Man combo video, and I'm actually still looking forward to creating an Omni-Man combo video. But for today, I feel like the most important first for players, especially because some I do actually do uh King of the Hill with subscribers, and some of the subs I also coach them, like about their frame data and all that stuff. And at the end of the day, we are all learning from each other. And I'm pretty sure like people can uh gain to achieve the same skill level as me, or possibly higher than me. And this is why I really took my time diving into these 10 tips that I'm gonna share that help me improve my gameplay, help me made it to Elder God, and help me made in decent placements in my Coliseum run. And also, don't forget to subscribe, because when I'm competing in the Coliseum, I actually do stream my runs, and the Coliseum's usually every Sunday. We actually have one coming up this coming Sunday. If nothing goes on in the Sunday, most likely guaranteed, I will be competing for this coming Sunday, um, as well. Cause last Sunday I didn't, sadly, cause I got sick. But now, as your boy is getting better, I'm for sure gonna get back to competing again. But anyway, so now finally, tip number one: master the basics. First things first, master the basics. Learn your character's moves, combos, and special attacks. Spend time in training mode to understand the timing and execution. Solid fundamentals lays the foundation for success in Mortal Kombat. And what and another thing in addition, in this game now you have combo trials. So, uh I've actually did this when the game came out. I did this with Natara, and I did this with Omni-Man, where I, did half of the combo trials or completed it. Natara, I want to say I basically left 3 unchecked marks in her combo trials. Omni-Man, I only left like, I want to say maybe up to 5. But other than that, what I like to do uh is of course combo trials first, because basically it gives you an idea of their combos and all that stuff. And when I see those ideas, I like to like sauce it up, go to practice mode, experiment, and apply it to my own. That way, because that's also the most important thing. You want to be unique with your combos. You don't want to like land the combos over and over and over. Even though like it seems like now players in this game, they're more focused on, you know, uh promising characters that delivers well damage, I want to say is good, but like in situations like for example Omni-Man, we all know his highest combos uses 3 meter bars. So if you've been watching my streams and gameplays of Omni-Man as I'm streaming, um I don't use all three. I've only used at least tops 2 meter bars. Only time I ever use 3 meters is when I know for a fact I only need like basically one opening to, achieve a victory. So I would say just use 2 meter bars so you could save at least 1 meter to do like a opening punish when you see one string that's gonna be a heavy, and you could abuse it like with Omni Man when he does the chest push. So with that, basically you could get out of this situation before the last string of the attack applies to you, whether if it's like Liu Kang's, high kick, or any other character such as Sub-Zero's, last overhead that he does when he's doing the 2 input. But yeah, so that's tip number one, mastering the basics, and I feel like that goes with any fighting games in general. Now, tip number two. Now, this is, pretty much what I help a lot with my subscribers, and that's frame data. So, tip number two, understand the frame data. So, understanding the frames of your moves and your opponent's move can give you a significant advantage. Use this knowledge to punish your opponent's mistakes and maximize your own offensive strategies. For example, in one of my streams, one of my subscribers were saying how they have trouble dealing with a General Shao player, and I was telling my subscribers, usually how you want to deal with General Shao is you want to make him come to you. Now, I know it sounds scary and ridiculous, but trust me on this. Make him come to you and know your spacing. This is where I say frame data applies, because if you know your spacing, and let's just say a General Shao makes a mistake of applying a 2 input, but none of those two, like none of them is at least poking your character. So this is where you can take an advantage, step in, and apply your inputs that will lead to a combo. Especially because in this game, you really want to do a lot of combos that achieves very high damage, because compared to this game and other games, if you really want to win a lot in your rank matches in this game, you have to understand frame data, because I feel like frame data in this game now is the key to lead to victory. Because other Mortal Kombat games, it actually focused more on skills. It actually focused more. MK11 was more like who was the more who between the players, who was more patient and who was the one more impatient. So, but in this game, however, it's more understanding frame data. So if you really want to win a lot of my bad. If you ever want to win, more rank matches and get less loss and have a very good record where you have more wins and very low losses, frame data is the key to go. Is the way to go, because yeah, in this game I feel like frame data is, your number one priority to learn in order to win most ranked sets. Especially in my tournament runs, it's always good to have, if not an alternative character, at least an alternative cameo, because this game's basically like Marvel vs. Capcom, because now you have assist character. So yeah, you want to understand your limits of your characters, your the full potential of your character, and then basically, if for example, if I were to use Nitara against a Rain, my match right there will be a 50-50% chance of winning, like a 50 out of 100. Why? Because Rain has a ridiculous promising full screen punishes, and basically any hit that lands on me, it's a huge risk. like most likely that they'll take the win easily, and that's especially if they don't, nail the whole combo. But if they do, I'm basically screwed. So, yeah. So like let's just say for example, we all know Sub-Zero, he's the most like they screwed him up so badly. He's the number one worst character in the game. Dude's like at least around in the F tier. I'm sorry, Sub-Zero players, if you're watching this, but it is true. But that doesn't mean that you can't win matches with Sub-Zero. You could, but I feel like, for example, if you were dealing like with a Rain player or like any other characters that has ridiculous promising full screen setups and all, yeah, Sub-Zero would not be the way to go. And from there, I would say you should have an alternative character to use. So if that's not working out, especially in the tournament scene, you at least you have another character that you mastered as well, and you might as well like um go for that character, and hopefully leading into victory. And then also, if you understand your matchups, understanding your frame data, and then this would also include understanding your own character, because if you ever also bump into a mirror match, basically you want to be 100% confident with your mirror matches, and then already like knowing like your character, like their recovery time, the punishes and all that stuff, like when to step in and when to not step in. And mostly guaranteed you would win a mirror match if you understand your character. So don't not only understand other characters, but also understand your own character, understand your own limits. So tip number 3, learn to block and punish. I can't stress this enough. I mean, this is yeah, I can't stress this enough. So blocking is crucial in Mortal Kombat. Practice your defense and punish opponents when they leave themselves vulnerable, of course. Mastering the art of blocking and punishing will make you a formidable force in the arena. Yep, I'm being so creative today, you noticed. But yeah, man. So and that's another thing. This isn't like Street Fighter, or this isn't any other game where there's an automatic block as you hold the back button, no matter what side, if you're on the left side or on the right side. No, this is not one of those games for those of you that are very newish to Mortal Kombat. But for those of you that's been playing Mortal Kombat for so long, then you know damn well this isn't one of those games. But for those that are new to the Mortal Kombat scene, let me explain. So if you were to play Street Fighter, of course, to block any attacks, you just need to move back. That's it. Just hold the back button. Whether if it's joystick, arcade stick, whatever controller you're playing. But no, this is Mortal Kombat, and usually by default settings is always R2. So to block in this game, it's R2. R2 is to block in this game, obviously. Um, yeah, but also, what do I mean by punish? Okay, so this is going back to number 2, frame data. So know when to punish your character. So like if you know if it's your turn, um obviously you if you know it's your turn, that's the moment that you want to take advantage of and punish your opponent. So like let's just say for example, when Nitara, if someone were to block my overhead with the Nitara, or a dive kick that she does where I could like uh flight and then cancel it to a dive kick, that right there is actually punishable. So basically I'll lose my turn, I won't even have a recovery time. So right there, that's where you should be stepping in and punishing me, whether if it's a grab or like an input that will lead into a combo. That's where you should be taking advantage of punishing your opponents. This is, like I said, man, frame data is really important in this game now. This is in your usual other MKs where it all depended on skill, it all depended like other fields. No. Now in this game, the field play is frame data. That's what it is. Tip number 4, mix up your combos. And this is another one that I can't stress enough. So don't be predictable. This is more like Sub-Zero players. I'm sorry again. I like Sub-Zero. I'm not trying to trash you guys. I really like Sub-Zero, and I actually play Sub-Zero in MK11. But in this game, Yeah, Sub-Zero, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm sorry that Ed Boon, your daddy, punished you. And Scorpion and Smoke are the only ones that are mostly playable in rank and in the tournament scene. So, because Sub-Zero, I hardly see it now these days. That's just happening. But yeah, don't be predictable. Um, Always mix up your combos. Keep your opponent on their toes. Throw in some overheads, lows, and throws to create confusion and open up opportunities for devastating attacks. Again, just like with my Natara, for people that watches my streams or watches content of my Natara videos that I've posted, Natara is one of those characters that delivers very promising mix-ups and also very promising confusion as well, because I can like go to like a jump attack but cancel and go down and grab you, where I'll make you think I'm going for a jump attack, but in the end I ended up canceling to go for a throw. So that's what you want to do. You always want to mix up your strategies. You don't want to like always stick with the same ones, especially in a tournament scene. If you're one of those players that are going to be serious, competing in tournaments, that's another thing you want to learn is mixing up your combos, mixing up your strategies. You don't want to always use the same strategies, because at the end of the day, you're going to end up being too predictable. So, and you don't want to be too predictable. You always want to be the guy that every night, every day, uh, that just comes in something new in a table. And then, of course, this is where players and even myself will respect you, will be like, oh shit, this guy's always creative, and I can't get mad at this player because, he's creative, he's never predictable. Chances may be certain cases, but not 100%. You know what I'm saying? Um, and then um yeah, this is where you'll be respected as a player, possibly even as a role to pro player if you're ever serious of competing, or maybe you have been competing but you feel like there's more learning that you need to do, and this is why your boy is right here, because I'm giving you advices and tips that hopefully could better your gameplays. If not, then I'm sorry if my tips and advice didn't help you. But this is me sharing them because this is what helped me, not only like as a better Mortal Kombat player, but also in fighting games in general. But if you would also like me, to do tips and advice of other fighting games such as Street Fighter 6, because that's another, besides this game, Street Fighter 6 is another fighting game I play. So looking forward to that. Let me know in the comments. And yeah, but furthermore, we're just discussing Mortal Kombat 1 right now, because this is a Mortal Kombat 1 tips and advice videos of my own that works for me, and hopefully these tips of mine can help you out. So yeah, number 4, mix up your combos, as I said. So now going on to tip number 5, know your matchups. Again, this is back to frame data in tip number 2. So know your matchups. Know every character's strength and weaknesses. Study the matchups to know which moves are effective against your opponents, and of course the character that they're using, most importantly. And using the knowledge to help you adapt your strategy and exploit your adversary's weaknesses. So what do I mean by that? So basically, know your matchups. Again, this is where I say Sub-Zero. If you were to put Sub-Zero in a room against a Rain player, most likely the Rain player, especially if the Rain fully understands already Sub-Zero and understands their own character's potential, most likely I'm gonna bet on a Rain that is gonna take the victory than Sub-Zero. So this is where I say know your matchups. Same thing as I mentioned with General Shao. The General Shao is the most dangerous character, and is the one character that you do not want him very close up in your face. This is the character again that you want to, like, I don't know, fucking be like Batman in a situation where Batman always strategizes because he knows, like for example, Batman in Arkham City, or in the boss fight of Mr. Freeze. Let's put it like that, because we all know that boss fight of Mr. Freeze, We couldn't fight Mr. Freeze straight up. We had to attack him from the back or any other in the most stealthy way. He was just one, he was just that guy that you can't go, straight up against. Picture like that. Shao Kahn is the Mr. Freeze of the Arkham City, but in Mortal Kombat. He's the guy that you don't want to get close. You want to instead make it the opposite. You want to make him come to you. And then, you want to, most importantly, not only frame data, but learn your distances. If you learn your distance and you know when to go in, then, props to you. You did it. But for those of you that don't, you might want to go to practice mode and experiment Shao Kahn's or any other character that you're having trouble against. Because I know Tanya's another one that's more troubling. Johnny Cage is more like a 50-50. So yeah, that's the thing. Any other matchups that you never had, or surprisingly new because you finally bump into a Sindel that you never even bumped to in rank. This was me, because I never bump into Sindel the first few weeks. And I want to say the first time I encountered Sindel was in the Coliseum tournament run, which was my very first one. And surprisingly, my first surprise matchups with Sindel, it actually went well, because I actually clutched it. This person was on match point and I turned it around. So that's the thing. You want to understand your matchup. So yeah. And tip number 6, perfect your moves, bro. And I don't mean, perfect, the combos. I mean, yes, combos is one, but I mean everything. Like, perfect your overheads that your character has, any other move. Why? Because this could also lead, which perfect your special moves. Special moves can turn the tide of the battle of, whether if it's your rank battles, King of the Hills, no matter what battles, even if it's offline, like, maybe there's a gamer girl that's so hot, you're trying to show off, and, obviously you're trying to win her heart because maybe she's watching you playing against another dude. You want to be the one dude, obviously, to impress. Just like just like high school. Like, you're trying to get, like, I don't know, one of the best volleyball girls in the team. You had to be that one guy on the table that, that is so unique and, something that, you're not like the rest of the other fellas. Like, you're like more mysterious. You have something there that sparks up in her and that gets her more interested in you. Think of it like that, bro. So, yeah, man. So, special moves, bro. Like, learn the key of, every character's special move. Learn the key of the special moves that also can lead into a combo. So, like, let's just say, for example, like my Natara, of course. Again, I'm using her as an example because, like I said, Natara is one of those characters that delivers everything that a player needs. And even though she doesn't have projectiles, I mean, she does have one, but the projectile, that's the one thing there. That's like the key of takeaway of her. It's not that powerful as other characters deliver. But anyway, so let's just say, back to what I was speaking before, Natara. Because her glide kick can lead to a combo ender. So, like that. You want to learn, like, special moves that can lead to a combo ender, or that could extend even more higher. This is back again to Omni-Man. Because Omni-Man, if you've seen my streams, Omni-Man, we've seen how basically he could go side to side to side to side when applying your meter, because that uses meter, right? And then you can even use all of your meters, like all 3 of them, and then from there, obviously using like the square X, and then Xbox will be what, maybe XA. I don't know. I have an Xbox, but I really haven't been playing my Xbox in a while. I'm more of a PS5 guy now. Especially, I stream more on a PS5 right now. But yeah, again, that's the thing. Perfect your special moves of all your characters, whether if you're a Sub-Zero main, Scorpion main, or me, like another Natara main. Any other character, it don't matter. Perfect your special move. And number 7. Now, number 7, I would like to say it's more like a bonus tip. Cameos. Because cameos is another key to victory in this game. whatever character you use, understand your character. Like, what's if you've ever watched Soul Eater, I actually like to apply this like Soul Eater. Like, know the perfect character that's best for Soul Resonance. Now, maybe some of you are not anime freaks and may not understand what what I just said, but I'll explain it in other words. So, what I meant by Soul Resonance is, for example, my Natara. Find a perfect cameo that suits for that character. So for Natara, we all know Natara is perfect with Serena. She is 100% perfect with Serena. Matter of fact, I think Serena is almost perfect for almost all the characters. But yeah, besides Serena, my bad. Besides Serena, Frost is also good with Natara. Motaro is also good with Natara. And lastly, Sector. Sector is also good for Natara. So that's the thing. You want to find a cameo that suits for your character. Like, for example, with Scorpion. I always see Scorpion players rocking with a Serena. Before it used to be Cyrax, but since Cyrax sadly got nerfed, he isn't there anymore. So it's more like Serena or Sector. Same thing with Baraka. Baraka used to be, a perfect pair for Cyrax. But again, Cyrax got that huge nerf. I haven't really been seeing Cyraxes anymore. So it's mainly either Sector or any other camp. But yeah, with Baraka now in these days, I'm seeing like Baraka with Sector. So that's the thing. You want to learn and just don't stick with one cameo. Try to at least learn, like, I want to say up to two. If you know at least besides one of your main cameos and you know another one, I feel like learning two cameo characters is enough. You know what I'm saying? I think it's enough for any situation. Whether if it's like your grind for rank, your grind for King of the Hill, your grind for player matches, or also like me, your grind for the tournament scenes. Whether if it's like for the Coliseum or the TNS Tampa, or like maybe you're gonna like prepare yourself for Evo, since Evo is basically next year. And if I'm correct, I think they announced it that it'll probably even be more earlier now, around the time, like around June. I think, because I think they announced that on the last Evo. But anyway, so yeah, that's, I want to say tip number 7, bonus slash bonus, cameo. So now tip number 8, patience. Yep, that's right. Patience is the key. Learn the Jedi freaking way, bro. That's the Jedi way. Star Wars. But anyway, yeah, so remember, patience is a virtue. Wait for the right moment to strike, and do not, never, or not even like often, don't fall for a trap of reckless aggression. Nope, no sir. Precision and timing can be the difference between, your victory and your defeat. So, patience, especially in this game now, because I want to say certain key, to winning in this game, kind of like MK11, because MK11 did focus a lot more on patience. So in this game, I don't want to say patience is 100% there, but half of it is. Frame data is for sure 100%, but I already spoken about frame data, so we're not speaking of frame data now. Now it's patience. So yeah, patience is another halfway to leading your victory. So again, like with the General Shao, you don't ever want to go aggressive on the General Shao. Unless this is a player that is barely learning General Shao, it is obvious to you to see like how they're not doing well with the character. Yeah, sure, go ahead, bully the freaking General Shao. But if this is just a player that's a sweaty General Shao because they already understand the character of General Shao, yeah, no. Again, patience. You want to be the Batman in the freaking battlefield. You want to be Batman. Just think of yourself like Batman? Like, what would Batman do in this situation? Obviously, that's patience. Make general shall come to you. Know your distances. Know when to go in and know when not to go in and step back. But don't step all the way back, because then this will also give not only General Shao but any other players an idea like, okay, so if he's gonna keep moving back, I'm gonna make him move back because I'm gonna go forward, where it'll probably get his brain paranoid, and you know, you just caught yourself in a freaking corner. Now, yeah, move back, but don't move all the way back. Only move like a little bit, because at the same time, if you move all the way back, congratulations, son, you're gonna get bullied in the fucking corner, and basically, uh, you know, basically you put yourself in that situation. So yeah, so patience is the key. I can't stress that enough. Tip number 9. Yeah, tip number 9. Practice, practice, practice. Because, practice is the only way. The only way to understand your character, and the only way to, win a lot of your rank sense, especially if you're trying to be, if you're trying to make it to Elder God, especially for this season. Because if you're one of those that are grinding for the Natara skin or the Lee May, which Lee May skin is in Elder God, so good luck with that. Uh, Hopefully most of you will make it. I know some will not make it to Elder God because there's not a lot of players that are like good. But don't worry, man, because if you're one of those non-good Mortal Kombat 1 players, and that are struggling to win a lot in rank, this is why I'm here. But, doesn't have to be me. I'm pretty sure there's other fighting gamers that plays this game that possibly even uploaded their tips. So, if my tips don't work out for you, it's cool, I understand, but at least I try to help you. But yeah, man. So this is what worked for me, obviously, over the years, and this goes with any other game like Mortal Kombat, Guilty Gear, and all that. Um, yeah, man, practice, and then also experiment your style, your play style. Like my play style, I want to say is more like with all the people I look up to, like Daigo from Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat wise, obviously Sonic Fox, and I don't want to say Ninja Killa because Ninja Killa wasn't around a time when Sonic Fox came out, when he was 14 and beating everybody up in the first Injustice. Yeah, bro, that's crazy. Like, I've actually watched his first victory in the first Injustice with Batgirl, and yeah, bro, I'll never forget that game. And I think it was with, if it wasn't with Perfect Legend, I believe it was with Honey. I don't remember. It was an old matchup, but yeah. So, like, that's my playstyle: Honeybee and Sonic Fox, because I know Honeybee was like very quite popular around that time. Versus now, I don't want to say he's like a downfall, but I mean, he is still up there. Of course, he's up with all the GOAT. So yeah, experiment your playstyle, find your playstyle, apply it to your gameplays, and yeah, man. Tip number 9, that's practice a lot, man. And this goes with any other fighting games. If you play, any other fighting games besides this game. And finally, last tip, which is tip number 10. Stay calm under the pressure. Yep, I know. Silly me, because I did kind of lost a little bit patience. I wasn't relaxed in the last tournament, like when I was beginning to lose a lot of arcades, tournament scenes, because that's how the tournament run. It runs like an arcade where, it wasn't like single elimination. Not until not until unless you make it to top 8. Top 8, that's where single elimination, kicks in. But it was just more like for competing 2 hours, like, because out of the 2 hours, it focused more like on your performance. So that's how the Coliseum worked. And if you're ever wondering how it works, you can always feel free to subscribe and watch me stream my run, because most likely, like I said, if I compete this Sunday, if nothing comes up, yeah, most likely I'm gonna stream my run. So yeah, stay calm under the pressure. The best players always maintain their composure in intense situations. So take a deep breath, focus on your strategy, and execute your game plan. Keeping a cool head can turn a tide in your favor. And you know, this tip I want to say uh is very truthful to me because I want to say that tournament run that I made to top 50 like that day, my last match was a Baraka, and I'm not gonna lie, it was actually intense because this Baraka player, he was just smoking me. He was bullying me like the first two games, and obviously he was on match point. And the matchup is still there. I never take down my tournament run, so you could find it there somewhere. Um, if you're interested in seeing it, I'll eat. Just let me know in the comments, and I'll post the link in the comment, like that matchup. But yeah, man, that matchup was ridiculous because basically he was on match point, and I don't know how in the world, but somehow I turned it around. I turned everything around, and yeah, the guy was even pissed because he didn't even accept his results. I had to wait for the automated bot to accept the results for me because he actually rage quitted in a tournament scene, and I never ever experienced that. I never made a player rage quit in a tournament scene, so this was actually uh surprising and kind of funny to me. But yeah, man. So staying calm under the pressure, man. Especially like if you're in a situation where you're trying to make a comeback, with a low chip life bar or whatever. Yeah. Um, you don't want to be panicking in those moments because making a comeback may be hard, but I guarantee you, as long as you stay calm, most likely either you'll be close to actually turn it all around, or you'll actually turn it all around. Like the oh, he did it, he turned it around, oh my god. And of course, um if I'm the dude in the background and I see you make a turnaround, like make a comeback, hell yeah, I'll be proud of you, my boy. I mean, who wouldn't be proud? Especially because when it comes to making comeback, especially if you're the one making a comeback, oh, even you yourself, you will feel good. You will feel like a happy little kid that just caught a butterfly. Yep, that's how you would feel, because that's how I felt, especially because it was a tournament scene. Imagine if this was an in-person tournament scene when I made a comeback against that Baraka. Oh yeah, I could imagine the crowd going nuts, wild, and probably throwing popcorn or whatever the hell food and drinks up in the freaking air. Yep. But sadly, I'm only completing online right now. Like I said, maybe finally next year, if things go well, starting strong 2024, especially income wise. Yeah, maybe your boy here will finally fly out to Evo. So hopefully that day happens because that's one of my goals for 2024. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Tip number 10: stay calm under the pressure. And yeah, man, there you have it, my fellow zombie crew. 10 tips and tricks to evaluate your Mortal Kombat game to pro level. And yeah, if you found any of these tips helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, may your fatality be flawless. Flawless victory. Yeah. So until next time, keep fighting in your rank battles. And yeah, man, keep grinding, for this season's rank, especially if you're like me that are grinding for the Natara skin, or what's the other one? Ashra. If you're a Ashra main, grind your Ashra skin. And good luck with Lee Mace. Yep. Lee Mace, I wish you the best of luck grinding, the rank skin. Because obviously Lee Mace up to Elder God, so that's gonna be quite difficult to even achieve that skin. Um, but Yeah, man. Because I was kind of scared Natara would be an Elder God, but thankfully not. She's only in Grandmaster. And I'm already close to Grandmaster, so I cannot wait to get that skin. Yep. Can't wait to get it in my hands, bro. Make it fog. I love you, baby girl, but still, that voice acting, you're not getting a pass. I'm sorry, baby girl. But yeah, anyway, thanks for tuning in. And yeah, man, I'll catch you in the next video. Finisher.